and Craft On, we will be making string bookmarks using paper beads. So our bookmark just goes in like that, and there you go. So for this craft, you are going to need a ruler. You will need paper. I have a map here, some colored paper, some newspaper. You can also use magazines that you have at home as well. You'll need scissors, toothpicks, some sort of charms or decorative items. You'll need cording, a pen or pencil, paintbrush, and as usual, Mod Podge. The first step we want to do is we're going to make our paper beads, just like these, okay? And in here I used just regular colored paper and a map, and then this one is a newspaper right here. So we need to mark our lines to create our strips of paper. Now you can do 1/2 inch, you could do an inch, okay? The larger the width here, the larger the bead is going to be here. So we have this small bead, and then we have this larger bead, which I did for probably about 1 inch here. So that'll give you different sizes. So you just mark your paper, create your lines, and then you will cut them out, okay? So you can do strips like this, or you can do different shapes. Here I did one that's rounded, okay? Triangles are also really popular. It'll give you kind of a ridged look. So once we have our strips cut out, you need to determine which side that you want to have showing. So since I didn't cut quite straight and I have the ink mark still here, this is going to be the inside and this is going to be the outside that's showing, okay? So you want to have the bad side up. All right, you'll need your toothpick, and I have some Mod Podge that I'm just going to paint on very thinly with my brush. So I'm not going to start quite at the edge. I'm going to start a little bit after it, and I'm going to paint some on. I'm not going to do the whole strip. Just going to be in workable sections because you don't want your Mod Podge to dry out. I'm going to place the toothpick right here, and what you want to do is just roll the the paper around the toothpick, creating a tube. I find it easier to kind of pick it up, but it's kind of hard to do on camera. And you will just roll your paper around, and then I'm going to go ahead and add more glue. You don't want it to be a lot of glue. You don't want your paper to be soaking wet, just enough so that it will hold. Okay. Keep going. Once you have it going, it's pretty easy. All the way to the edge here. Keep going. Okay. Once you get to the edge, make sure you have a little bit more glue. You want to make sure that this piece stays down. And then you can just slide the toothpick out and you have one bead. You can put a coat of Mod Podge all over the outside, and that'll help make it so that it will last a little bit longer. So here's another option. Instead of using a toothpick, here I have a wooden dowel, and I'll show you what that looks like using a wooden dowel. So what it's going to do is going to make the opening of the bead larger, so in case you have a bigger chain or something that you want to put the beads on, you'll have that option. This is probably easier to see on camera as well. And I'm just rolling it. Okay, holding it while I get more glue, keeping pressure on it. Making sure that it's tight. And there you go. So that's what one looks like that's using a triangle and on a dowel. Okay, all right, so once you have your beads all complete and they're dry, you'll need to cut your cord for your bookmark. Now this one I've measured kind of to be about for a hardback, which is going to be larger. If you only want to do a paperback book, then I would probably shrink it a little bit. Okay, all right, so now that we have our cord, which I said it's probably around, what is that, 20 inches long, we get to decorate. So I have a little teeny tiny bell here that I'm going to put on the end of this. So I'm just putting it through the loop and tying a knot. You can use whatever you have at home. We've also done this with buttons or just other household items that you have that you want to decorate with. It's perfectly fine. Okay, so I've got that on. I'm going to take a little bit of my Mod Podge again and just put it over the knot just to really help make sure it's really super secure, and that will dry. Okay, and then we are going to put on our beads. These are some that I made earlier from maps, so they just get strung on like so. And I'm also going to do this big one. Okay. Alright, once you have your beads on, then you're going to put another knot at the end. And that'll help keep your beads in place. I know you can't really see, I'm just tightening it up, just like that. And now I'm going to trim this end. Okay. And you have one end done. For the other end, I'm just going to kind of see where I need to put the other knot. So we're going to put another knot on the end right here. Make sure to leave enough space so you can put all of the beads on that you wish. I only have 2, so I don't need a whole lot. Okay, so you have your knot there. And string one bead, and then our other one on like that. And then I just found this charm from the craft store, so I'm going to put that right here, like so, and knot at the end. Okay, once I have that, again, put a little dot of glue just to make sure my knot stays. Let that dry. Trim the end. Okay. And there you have your paper bead bookmark.